Hello, my name's Oracle, and I'm pretty much just here. I'm giving a rant. I'm giving a talk right now, or a rant, about freedom of speech. I've been hearing a lot about this online in the news, and you hear about it everywhere. Most of your adult life, you'll hear stories in school or in various other places about people who are either denied their freedom of speech or who who are just expressing an opinion that not a whole lot of people like. Now, the first thing is that freedom of speech is the one of the first rights that was granted to us that is protected. That is one distinction. The Bill of Rights does not does not grant us rights. It protects rights that we already have, that are naturally ours. But again, more on that later. Um, but it is one of the first rights that is protected by the Constitution, or by the Bill of Rights. And the simple reason for this is that it's the most important key to a democratic republic, because if you do not have the ability to engage in thoughtful debate with someone without the possibility of you're going to be thrown in prison or sent to jail for your belief, then it's just not. I mean, it's just not something that you're going to It's just not something you're going to do. So therefore, you have to have this type of protection. Now, all that being said, freedom of speech was never designed, despite what you may hear, was never designed to protect popular speech. I mean, popular speech by its very definition does not need to be protected. Let's face it. If you say something that everyone agrees with, no one's going to give you any problems. No one's going to try to censor you because you're saying something they agree with. It's when you say something that's unpopular. And unpopular speech is what is protected by the Constitution. Now, there are some gray areas I'm going to briefly touch on right now. Slander, if you're talking about written speech, is liable. It's called libel. Then you have what is defined as fighting words. Any legal scholar could probably give a better definition of this if you feel like doing that. If you feel like writing down a definition, please feel free to go ahead. I'm not going to go into this right now. And also pornography. These are three areas that some would claim are not protected, some would claim are protected. It goes back and forth. But anything that definitely harms another person's reputation, or which is what slander is, lying to intentionally hurt someone's reputation. This isn't protected. I mean, that's pretty much it. But all that being said, you see tons of people who want to just say, okay, I don't want to have, I mean, freedom of speech also comes with one other freedom that most people don't exercise. I don't know. I personally don't know why. But with freedom of speech comes the freedom to not listen. If you don't really like what I have to say right now, you can just turn this thing off right now. You can just turn this thing off or go find another, find something else. I mean, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. I probably don't even know who's watching this. I don't even know who's watching. I don't even know who's watching this. I mean, a perfect example would be talk radio. You come across some of the greats of the industry, Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Glenn Beck, Neil Bortz, others. There are many others. Many others. I apologize if I don't mention you. If I don't mention you, I just I know the big ones. I know just the big ones. So and the thing is, if you don't like what they have to say, there are these magical dials on your radio that you can turn one way or another, and it'll solve your problem real quick. It'll just solve that problem real quick. I mean, you do not have. Censoring what they have to say is not the way to go about it, because it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. The more you attempt to censor someone's speech, the more you're literally shooting in the foot the very foundations of what makes America a democratic republic. And some people are going to argue, okay, well, why? All those arguments aside, you have to just, you take a step back and look at it and say, yeah, pretty much. You say, okay, I don't like what this guy has to say. That's totally fine. You may not like what someone who has a different opinion than you has to say, but like Voltaire, I believe it's Voltaire, who said, I may not like what you have to say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. And that is the quintessential principle behind free speech. And that's it. You censor, getting into topics of censorship, and other things like along those lines. You censor something, you're suppressing someone else's opinion. Now, granted, with those gray areas that I was talking about earlier, sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes it's required to protect public interest. But, again, answer me this. Free speech was initially created to protect unpopular speech. It was also protected to protect political speech, to provoke the free exchange of ideas. How does censoring someone else's political ideas even remotely honor that idea? I'm just keeping an eye on the time here. I'm trying to figure out exactly how many time I've got left. I've only got 10 minutes to do this speech. It's not really even a speech. This is just a rant. But still, I think that's about all I've got. All I've got on this topic right now. Feel free to send me email, hate mail, comments, questions, what have you. And I may be doing more of these in the future. I don't know. I'll just see how this one turns out, and hopefully I'll do some more. But until then, I hope any people who are watching this, I hope you have a great day. And exercise your right to free speech. And that's it.